Well, hello. This is DJ Stevo Flow, and this is KCSC You're tuning into a special bomb shelter session today. Here I have Henry Crookbird and his companion,
Javier Bird.
Javier
Oh
Bird.
yeah, the companion. That's me.
Heck yeah.
We'll welcome you too, and should be a great show today. Got some music for us. So, yeah, just to start off, where are you guys from, and how'd you end up in Chico?
I was born in a janitor's closet in a Yuba City hospital back in 91. And so I'm from the valley. Yeah. Lived next to Duck Poop Pond over in Marysville for the first 6 years.
Okay, so Marysville, not too far.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
And
And where?
Oh, and
Are you-
Santa Rosa, California.
Santa Rosa.
Yeah, that's
Alright.
me. And then he lives in Paradise, and like 8 years ago, me and my mom moved right down the street from him, and
the rest is
that was
history.
it. Yep, the rest is history.
So, as far as the music part, when did you guys start playing music?
We started playing music around the same time.
Yeah, he bought a guitar and taught me 2 chords on it. Then I bought a guitar, and we kind of took 2 separate musical paths in terms of our style, but I know we're both converging again. So
Yeah, that was we first properly collaborated just last year in recording our recent EP, songs of which we'll play today. And yeah, it's been a good time. Well, okay, so let me start off here
Pretty rad.
with the song is about growing pains. It's called Dumpster Cat.
Great.
There we go. Since I've left, the earth's turned completely round the sun, and I'm done growing now, just standing still. But in that time, a feral cat has grown and reached its peak, standing there outside my windowsill. Been raining mighty hard since last morning. I'm sorry to say I can't let you in. I'm sleeping on the bed of a master of my own, and it doesn't take too well to your kind. Soon I'll take the road from which I came. There's nothing more for you that I can do. I wouldn't say it's you that I'm ignoring, but the love I hoped I'd never feel for you.
Great. Awesome. Thank you. And that one was called Dumpster Cat?
Dumpster Cat, yes. Yes, indeed. Played here on the Franken-Uke, and for those listening, it's nothing apart from this weird tinny sound. But this is kind of built from a friend's ukulele. It fell apart, and kind of built it out of children's plywood and a cat food bowl. It's held together well enough.
Nice. Yeah, it's very unique. It sounds good, though.
Yeah, well, it's got this sort of sounds like a crying baby to me sometimes. It works, and it works well for me in certain cases.
Yeah, definitely.
So, all right, this next one's this is a new one. I don't think we've performed it in any particular.
I don't think so either. Yeah.
When I was learning to play guitar, I had a jazz guitarist who was giving me lessons back in the day, and I would walk first a little further down to the street to a local gas station to get a Pop-Tart, and then go back up the street to my lesson. And after a while, the clerk just started giving me the Pop-Tart in exchange for some conversation. And so I spent a lot of time just hanging around there, observing people that came in and out, which is everybody. If you want to get to know your town, hang out at a gas station, because virtually everybody has to come in there at one point or another. You get a true feel for what the landscape is.
Just be careful what gas station.
Yeah, well, you know. Suppose so, yeah. And my grandfather worked at a gas station down in Marysville as well, so we have a history of increasing our odds for cancer later in life, and this is just sort of a recollection on that story here. It's called Corner Store. We've got potato wedge fries, $1.50 a pound. You can find them just about anywhere here in town. I guess they're alright, 'cause we sell quite a few. But I especially like it when we sell them to you. This job's not the worst, keeps me up on my feet. There's not much to do, but there's plenty to see. Creatures of habit, families on the road. A day in the life of a day of no note. The truckers buy the coffee, but they add their own sugar. They reminisce about old Sally, they swear that they loved her. The fire at the altar, smothered senseless by time. A white dress of satin stretched across the state line. Jerry walks on a cane and he drags through his neck. Slaps a Lincoln on the counter for his next cigarette. Throws his throat back in humor as he clutches his chest. Shuffles back out the door at the snail's pace of death. Tammy stares through the walls, shuffles aimlessly near. Brings the family inside an Astro filled with blankets and beer. The dogs are at the neighbors, a doctor's note on the wall. A life behind the wheel, going no place at all. Got potato wedge fries, $1.80 a pound. With a new blend of spices, the sales are still down. The years have been rough, but I'm sure we'll get through. But I especially miss it when we sold fries to you.
Great, thank you.
All right. I was during a month-long trip to Ireland.
Oh, really?
There was this, it was a few years ago. That's where this thing came from. I was playing as a one-man band on the sidewalks of Galway, and fit in pretty well. And I was staying at various different youth hostels in the area, and there was this one convenience store right around the corner from my favorite one that I was at. And I would go in there and just get the worst kinds of food. They just had this, they had these fried everythings in a heater that had been sitting there for God knows how long, depending on which regulator you ask. And just it just reminded me of home, I guess. I'm not exactly sure. And the clerk at that particular convenience store, it was one of those crushes that develop instantaneously for no conceivable reason. I mean, I'm pretty sure that to her, I was just this, random American kid with a poor cardiac future. But part of that song was also partly written from the perspective of, if the roles had been switched, just some lonely convenience store worker passing the time whatever way they can.
That's great. So did you get a lot of influence in your music when you were over there?
It's fantastic. I mean, there's now granted I was there in August, and so you come by there in January, it might not be quite as bumping, but still it was fascinating to come to a city, especially one as musical as Galway, where about every third pub had a trad session going on. And as a folk musician, it was especially wonderful to just see, fiddles and mandolins and tin whistles and bagpipes. There was I found a girl playing a harp singing in Gaelic once in a kind of a back alley bar that you can barely see from the street. So it was yeah, absolutely. It was a great experience up there.
Yeah, I bet.
Now, I'm not necessarily one of the more angsty individuals, but you wouldn't know it by this song. I get a lot of advice from two different kinds of people, either 40-something-year-old businessmen and 70-something-year-old retired engineers, and I had a particular interest in condensing that conversation down to just a 2-minute soundbite so that we could just do that and each be on our way. So that's where this song comes from. It's called the Someday Waltz. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Stop painting daisies, boy, don't waste your time. And give yourself direction, straighten out your mind. Time isn't money, but work does you fine. And son, he'll be a grown man someday. And get yourself a suit, son, pinstriped and black. And give friends your money, watch it grow in their hand. Travel to big lectures held all across the land. And son, he'll be a grown man someday. Steer clear of women, they won't ease your pain. Buy yourself a house, shelter from the rain. Stone will save you, boy, time and again. And son, he'll be a grown man someday. Your future, the path that you tread, there'll be plenty of time to live in when you're comfortably dead. Sit back and treasure the good times ahead, and son, you'll be a grown man someday. And son, you'll be a grown man someday. All right.
Great, thank you guys.
Yes, indeed.
That was awesome.
All right, so
That's one of my favorite ones.
absolutely, yeah. Javier Bird right there on that guitar.
Yeah, killed it.
Absolutely. So, yeah. Speaking of Marysville is one of those towns.
3/4 of his songs are about Marysville, California.
Yes. It's. I mean, don't get me wrong. Most of the valley there's not a whole lot to talk about. But Marysville, I was there for a year, just a few years ago. And if you have anywhere else to be, you'd be there instead of that weird little fishbowl of a town. And and I think since oops, there we go. Silence. But I'd like to expose some of the angles that Marysville has to offer in that sense. The song's called "Can I Rise?" These walls one day were painted white. They're stained yellow with smoke and rage. So may a breath of fresh air blow through the back door, carry me to a new age. How can I rise? There lies a park right down the lane. My friends and foes all gathered here around me. There's always a man when the park shuts down that never seems to leave. How can I rise? My daughter wields a dagger on her tongue, can outwork the toughest mule on the deadliest of days. Yet time and again the boss man says he ain't got a dime to pay. How can I rise? Someday I'll pack my things and head for town, work my way to blessed peace, make my mother proud, climb the winding steps above and sing my praise out loud. Can I rise?
Great.
Yeah,
That was an awesome song. Thank you.
There's some local talk about how Marysville is going to lose the seat of kind of the county city. Mm-hmm. And if Marysville doesn't do more to revitalize itself and make itself a destination of some sort, we'll have to pick another seat of the county. Which, I mean, basically, if they knew that they'd knock down buildings if they thought that anything else would be put there as opposed to a parking lot. It would just, and so as a result, they just have all these buildings there for no other reason than they have nothing else better to do, and it's turned into this sort of unintentional museum, both in the architecture and people. So anyway, it's next tune here. Oh yeah. Put my guitar down out of habit, I guess. So used to switching it up. This is a song based on a true story that never happened. It's yeah. It's about infidelity and long bike rides.
Which one is that one?
Which one is that?
Yeah.
Of the 4 songs that I have about infidelity and bike rides.
Yeah.
This is this one.
Oh shit. Okay.
I dug a bike out the backyard shed. Still works like a charm. Thick tooth tires and hard spokes ready to ride. I'm gonna tackle the hard-nosed trail of the California-Illinois line. Shower up, shave, and stand out right by his side. And he's sweet, he's witty, shares what he's got. Said, what little, yeah, he's got is enough. His loyal and gentle way give you reason enough to stay. But still I pedal on. Broke the gate of the grass valley north to the desert below. Picturesque state of despair, for not an ounce of hope. I rang the bell of the Great Salt Lake. I found a friendly hello, selling the pride back for 2 cents door to door. He's sweet, he's witty, shares what he's got. What little he's got is enough. His loyal and gentle way gives you reason enough to stay. But still I pedal on. Says on the map that I passed Cheyenne. I must have missed it, I suppose. I plowed through the trail to the Omaha border, just a pinch in my nose. Turned the page on the fields of gold. I got a chapter to go, to catching my little lakeside that you call home. And he's sweet, he's witty, shares what he's got. What little he's got is enough. His loyal and gentle way gave the reason enough to stay. Still I pedal on. Still I pedal on. One time I performed that song, there was a man that came up to me afterwards and pulls me aside and goes, "Hey, how'd you know Nebraska smells bad?" Yeah, I don't know. Lots of geography jokes. Anyway, This next one here, we got I think one more here. It's about fire, water, and long window curtains.
He always keeps me guessing, dude, honestly. Like,
Well, this I don't know. This is I started off writing this about my own experiences, hanging around in dark rooms, pretending that light bulbs don't exist. But it turned into a song about my mom and some of the. And it's one of those tunes that everybody comes to me and they get something different out of it. I think that's pretty cool. It's called Punch the Clock. I woke up this morning to a world without the trees. Had no place left to hide, laid out for all to see. Send me back to my foggy dream with the hookworms in my head. Punch a clock, babe, now head back to bed. I've got gin in the cupboard, expired milk in the fridge. 7 o'clock in the evening, I've moved an inch. It's times like these I start to think my heart is made of lead. Punch a clock, babe, now head back to bed. Got quite a bit to explain, but nothing to say. I'm leaving you tomorrow, 11 years too late. One more minute awake in hell's the only thing I dread. Punch a clock, babe, now head back to bed.
Great, thank you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, well, so we can you can find more of that. Just go to henrykrookbird.com. We're on Facebook as well. Mm-hmm. A lot of those tunes, most of those tunes, are on the our recent EP, Forgotten Fishbowl. And yeah, we'll be around.
yeah, and on SoundCloud too, definitely.
Absolutely. Yes.
Also.
Mm-hmm. Oh, right. Yeah, I'm hoping that we'll get these. We'll put these tapes up as well.
Yeah, for
Yep.
sure.
Awkward,
Great, yeah.
Awkward silences, ums and all, you know.
Yeah, I'm sure listeners will definitely check it out. I know you had submitted your EP a while back, and I had the chance of listening to it, and yeah, it was great. So you're on the recordings as well, or is it
just on
a couple of them?
Couple songs.
Hey, Someday Waltz.
Like half of them.
Yeah,
almost.
exactly.
Yeah.
Great.
Absolutely.
Yeah, looking forward to some new music from you guys. So.
Oh yeah, that's in the works too. I've been working a lot with a friend of mine on a jazz album that she's recording, but we'll be back in the studio pretty soon as well. I'm looking forward to that. We're also looking to play as many shows as we can this coming summer. So, anybody that's interested, like I said, henrykrookbird.com. Just send me a line and.
Hear that? Shout them out.
Yeah.
Get a hold of them.
Absolutely. There you go. Yeah.
Looking to play.
Absolutely.
Great.
Well, Stevo, thank you so much for having us on.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it.
Super appreciate it, man.
Yeah, you two were great, man. I appreciate it. All right, we'll catch you next time.
Excellent.
This is DJ Stevo Flow. You're listening to KCSC Radio. Sweet, guys.
Oh, man.
Fuck yeah.
The only thing I'm worse at than interviewing is being an interviewee.
No, you're good. You talk. I didn't even have to talk. Well, hello. This is DJ Stevo Flow, and this is